All right, round two. Let's hope this works this time. So healing and energy cord cutting. Okay, so there we go. We're back. Hi. Thank you, thank you. I swear, Facebook Live, totally my nemesis there. All right, so Hazel, my love, you are the first one to come back here, which is wonderful. I am going to I'm going to give it just a second. We're going to see how many others we can kind of get on board, because I know we're now 6 minutes late, and so I'm sure there's more people who wanted to actually come in to it. Pam, welcome back. Hello, my love. Hello. Okay. So what I'm going to do then is, we've got the two of you going here. I'm just going to wait for a few seconds. Venus, excellent. Hello, my love. We're just going to get a few more people going. Again, I know a few are waiting for this lesson, so we're going to give it like 2 more minutes, and then I'm going to start. Okay. So we're going to start with... Okay. So we're going to start with a cleansing. Okay. So everybody, please, hello. I'm so happy you are joining me. Thank you, Pam, for inviting. Hello. All right. I'm just going to be writing out a few bits on the board here. I know it's backwards. Oh, crap. It's backwards. There's no point in me writing, is there? Absolutely no point. All right, I'm going to talk, and I'm going to draw diagrams. Hi, Brittany, my dear. Okay. So, right, let's see if we can get this done here. So, I've just literally remembered that this is backwards. When I write on here, it's going to show up backwards to you, and I'm like, crud. So, I'm going to try my best to just explain things without the visuals or by using pictures. Okay, so I think we're good. I think we're good to start now. Anybody that is coming in at a later date, don't worry, this will be recorded and we will be able to see it a little bit later. So we are here to learn more about the basics of energy healing and ethereal cord cutting, because energy healing and ethereal cord cutting is really, really, really popular right now. And it's popular because we have so many individuals who are sick, who are unwell. They are feeling the effects of the harvest. They are feeling the negativity of the energy that is going around there. Hello, Jenny, my dear. They're feeling a lot of these things. So a lot of people right now are looking for healing. So my goal in this lesson is not to necessarily make you an expert on energy healing, but to really help you understand the basic principles of what is happening when it comes to energy healing. Now, if you want to take this information, of course, take it in, and if you're just like, yay, I want to expand on this at a later date, by all means, you can do, but as long as you know the basic foundation of what's going on. So, firstly, let's begin with a cleansing, okay? So when you are this one's a little bit hard for me, because when people need to, when they need to cleanse prior to doing a healing, this is something that, a lot of people do want to do. However, I'm always kind of just like, if you raise your frequency to a high enough level, you don't actually have to do any cleansing, because any cleansing that you do will really be depending on how high your frequency is anyway. A good analogy is, if I wanted to wash the dishes and I had a sponge and the sponge was already dirty, yeah, I can wash my dishes with it, but my dishes will come out still dirty because my sponge was already dirty. So that's kind of like what happens when you're lower energy anyway. However, if you would like to, before you ever get into any sort of cleaning, you can do some sage. You can waft some sage around you. I recommend, if you do want to protect yourself, ground yourself. Hi, Samantha. Okay, you want to ground yourself, and I'm not talking about just mentally with the visualization. I mean physically ground yourself. So get a bucket of sand, or go outside for 30 minutes and stick your feet in the earth Okay, because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be absorbing all of the natural energy that is trapped within the earth, the dirt, the sand, and that's going to return to you at least 50% of your daily energy supply. Okay, so that energy that you bring in from grounding, that is going to help protect you. Okay, and this is no disrespect to anybody who does sage or who does, you know, the crystals or rituals or anything like that. That is all totally cool. But what I'm telling you right now is if you really, really want protection, stick your feet into some sand. Alright? Because when you have an entity or the negativity, if it's really, really strong, sage isn't going to be enough. Crystals aren't going to be enough. You need physical power. Okay, so I blabbed on about that in terms of cleansing. And just to... I will be, of course, posting things that on the page that can help you with cleansing. I know I posted a post out there which said, like, hey, anybody who reads this post, if you just say, I accept, thank you, that you would be cleansed as well. So I'm hoping that a lot of you have been able to do that today as well, just to have it go up. Okay, anyway, that is a little thing I wanted to say. So firstly, energy. Let's actually get into it now. So energy. What is energy? And how can you heal with it? Well, firstly, you have to understand that energy is you. Energy is me. Energy is this pen. Energy is this wall. Energy is everything. Okay? And when you can stop thinking of energy as something that is separate from you, like my energy is mine, your energy is yours. When you can break yourself out of that wall, hello Sharon, my love. When you can break yourself out of that wall, you can then understand how to manipulate the energies. Okay? So this is going to be an important step as well. Okay, so the process of, and I've got my notes here, by the way, so if you see me looking, you're going to watch that. So the process of energy healing comes from the notion that you're able to manipulate energies surrounding your body at will. And you'll need to be actively raising your frequency to strengthen your healing abilities as you go along. Now, step one is the understanding. So I'm going to be doing a diagram here to show you how your energy is actually going. Okay, so first thing, let's look at a regular healthy person. This is a happy, healthy person. Okay? And again, this is the basics of energy healing. You have to go back to the foundation in order to understand what's going on. So do expect this to be a little bit more in-depth as well. So you've got a healthy, happy person here. They're full of love, they're full of light and everything. They are a healer. Now, how it works is that you have 2 chakra points or entering. So how your energy comes to you, you've got 2 of them. You have one where you have the energy of the earth. Okay, so this is the earth. And that comes through your root chakra. Okay, so when you are looking for energy, and when I say ground yourself, that's the energy you're drawing from, which is the energy of the earth. Subsequently, you also have an energy stream going in from the top of your head. Okay, that energy is of the ether. Ethereal energy, if you want to call it that. That is where you get a lot of your spirit energy, the way you can manipulate energies within the universe. That one comes from here. Okay? Now, they work in tandem, and this is what it kind of looks like. So the average healthy person's energy field, you have the energy from your crown comes in, it kind of comes in and it wafts and goes down and loops over like this. And it goes down and loops over like this. Okay? So this is your, I'm going to put arrows on here so you know which direction it's flowing. And we're going this way. Okay? So this is your crown energy. So again, it comes through and it kind of wafts through your body and goes all the way around like this. Okay? All the way around. Your earth energy comes in from the bottom and kind of does the opposite. Okay, and this is going to go up. Sorry, there we go. You need both of these energy streams in order to have a healthy, happy aura. And we're going to call this the crown or mana. Now, you need to have, again, both of these energy streams have to be really healthy in order for you to be a healer or for you to get healing from another individual. And how these energies kind of work is, the one from the earth is the force, okay, is the creative force of energy. So when you are trying to send healing to somebody, or if a healer is sending energy to you, they are using their creative force to draw in this power, okay? When they want to direct their power and turn it into something material, they are using their crown or manifestation power or energy, okay? And then, of course, it combines and flows. Now, your crown energy is what is your mind, is activated by your mind, and your earth energy is activated by your heart. So that's what I'm saying, because if you've ever heard one of my lessons before, that's what I'm always saying, like, hey, you need to combine your mind and your heart in order to produce results. Okay, so this is what this individual is doing. So when you have, oh, hello, Rena, my dear. When you have somebody who is healing, this is what they look like. Now, let's go through what somebody who requires healing looks like. And we're going to put a sad face over here. Okay, so now we have somebody over here that is lacking. They are in need of assistance. They are in need of health or healing. That could be you or it could be another person. It doesn't matter. So what's happening with this individual is they have their chakra points and they could be low on energy. So I'm going to put like dots. Okay, so we can see how this is a nice solid stream of energy with somebody who is healthy, and what we have is a very low, just little dots energy stream for somebody who is sick. Now, somebody who is sick, their energy, their aura is not going to be so huge like this. It's going to be shaky and just not very nice looking, right? They're going to have just all over the place. So that's the energy of somebody who is sick. Now, they're sick because what's happening is their flow of energy has been blocked. And that's going to be blocked by negativity in some way. That could be negativity of the physical, such as a virus or disease in some way. Or it could be energy that has to do with the mental, meaning that their thoughts are full of negativity, right? And it's stopping their flow. Because in order to be healthy, you need to have these two energies flow continuously, right? So that everything can keep working itself out. So we've got a sick person here, or we've got somebody who is very low on energy. Because they are low on energy, they are now open to attracting, let's call them bugs. Okay. So you've got now a bunch of little bugs who have said, oh, this person is low on energy. Their aura is all cracked and all weak. They don't have a lot of energy. They are mentally or physically, they are poorly. So what happens is these little bugs start to infiltrate. They start to get in there and they start buggering things up. Or that negative energy has already been produced within your own mind. So the bugs may have already been in your heart, but now they can manifest in other ways. So let's say we've got a bug here, and it's in your heart. Okay, so before, when your energy was flowing really nicely, it now is, you've got a bunch of little bugs here now. Right? And what's happening with this, I'm just going to make this nice and solid. What's happening is, instead of your energy flowing completely around, it gets stuck and it goes on loop. So what that means is that the energy that was supposed to come up from here can't now make it through the cycle. And you're blocked. And you're blocked. So what's happening then Now, when you ask for somebody to offer healing to you, or yeah, just be like, hey, can you heal me? I need some healing. What that individual is actually doing is they are using their energy field, and they are then connecting to you or to the sick individual. That is a lightning bolt to show the connection. So their energy comes now to you. Now what they're doing is when they're, this is going to look really terrible. I'm like, goodness, this is all just terrible. So what they're actually doing, and let's put that back in there. So imagine this is like a week. You've got bugs here. All this is the negativity, just totally buggering up your whole thing, right? So you're going to connect your energies to this. So this happy person here connects their energy to you. Now they can, because their energy is flowing nicely, they're now able to feel your flow of energy. And they can feel this blockage that's happening here. So it's kind of like when you, let's say I hurt my elbow, okay? And I ask somebody for healing. What's going to then happen is when they are connecting to my energy, normally it's flowing, and it feels, and what it feels like is like a river. You're just flowing down the river, right? And my energy's flowing. However, as when they're scanning me, like let's say if you're Reiki and you're putting your hands over, or if you're doing healing from afar, you're going to kind of go through somebody's body, and then everything's going to flow, and then right here it's going to stop. You're going to start to feel that energy in my elbow that doesn't feel very good. Hello, Sarah, my darling. And it's just going to keep giving you a blockage. So what this individual is doing is they're feeling this. So first thing that happens is they, with their energy, which is of a higher frequency, because a sick person cannot heal another sick person. If you've got a weak energy flow, nothing's going to happen, okay? It's literally just like trying to, if you get two people with a cold and they kiss each other, all you've got is a bigger cold, right? So one person has to be healthy and the other one will be, of course, the one that is ill. So what this person's going to do is they are going to use their energy, which is of a higher frequency, and that's going to eradicate the negativity. Okay? So now that the negativity is eradicated, this energy that was once just kind of looping is now going to start flowing better. And thus completing the cycle of energy flowing. Okay? So that's what they're actually doing. Now, somehow, how do you actually do this? How do they connect this energy that you have to the individual? Well, that's actually quite simple. It's all about your focus. Okay? When you can remember that all energy is one, all energy is connected, the only thing that you need to do is physically turn your focus onto that one said person, or to that said subject, or to whatever you are looking at. Okay? So when this healthy person goes, or when you ask somebody for healing and you're really, really far away, all this individual is doing is through either your name or your photo or however they do connect, they are literally putting their focus on you. And that energy to focus on you comes from your crown or your mana, your manifestation, because you are focusing on it. You have the energy that is coming up from the bottom, and now you are using the energy from the top to direct it. Okay? So just literally, if you can, or they're making an ethereal connection. That's also one thing that they are doing. Okay, so they make an ethereal connection to you, your energy's there, they find where it's stopping to flow, and then they spread it out and clear it. Okay, so now let's actually go into the ethereal cord cutting. Okay, so we know how energy is connected. And please, if you have any questions or queries, please feel free to type them in the comments, and I will totally, like, as I see them come up, I will answer some questions, so don't be shy. If also I'm going too fast, and you're finding that my, I'm just like, la, 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 please pop a comment and just be like, I didn't get that. Can you repeat that for me, okay? Because this is a lesson, and I do want to ensure that you learn, and I don't want to just talk through it or anything like that. Okay, so when we are doing ethereal cord cutting, let's have a look at that. And I'm assuming everybody is cool with my diagram, and we kind of understand how the flow of energy works. Oh, by the way, just for those of you who may want to know, this energy field that you produce through your earth and your crown chakra produces your pod. And it's a 12 by 12 foot pod of energy, and anything that comes within that 12-foot pod is your energy. You have created it and you have manifested it. And this goes in really, really far in there, don't get me wrong, like in terms of consciousness and development and so forth. But everything within this pod is your energy. So when you are healing somebody, you are basically just telling, hey, this is what I want my energy to do. Jamie, my love, you have asked how. Can you be a little bit more specific? How to heal specifically? If that is your how, I will wait for a little bit. Yes, please, because I'm going through things fairly quickly. So if you do have a question, just make sure you type a full question for me. So I'm like, okay, I know exactly what you mean there. Okay. But if you are asking though, Jamie, how you connect, how do you actually physically heal somebody? And that is by having your own physical energy up. So again, you are grounding yourself. You are putting your feet in the sand. You are ensuring your energy is high first, or higher than the other person that you are looking to heal, if anything. And then what you are doing is you are taking your focus onto that individual. So for example, when I am focusing on somebody to offer healing, if it's remote healing, I literally, because again, my energy field is really expansive, so I literally, all I need is your name. Oh, hi Jessica, thank you very much for my artwork. It's terrible. But yes, so when I'm connecting to another individual, what is basically happening is I'm focusing right on their name, because and their energy signature of their full name. If they've got a photo as well, hey, great, it just means I can get you a lot faster as well. But when I focus on the name and that photo and just literally requesting to the universe, hey, let me see, I'll take you, Jamie, like, I need to connect to Jamie. Jamie Schaffer, I'm going to connect to Jamie. If I keep you in my mind long enough, my energy finds yours. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, doesn't matter if you are trying to hide yourself or not, I will find you. That sounds really creepy. I'm sorry. I'm not a stalker. I will not hunt you down like that. But that is how I will find you, or your energy signature. And you also have to appreciate that anything you touch, anything you put your focus on, you will create an ethereal attachment to. Okay? Hazel, you have asked, can anyone heal? Yeah, definitely. Anybody can heal. Some people, don't get me wrong, some people are much better than others, right? Yeah, like some people are much better at it than others. Just the same way that some people a lot of people can cook, but some people are just better cooks than others. So that's the same thing when it comes to healing. If you are clairsentient, if you are clairvoyant, if you are an empaths and clairsentients, people who are clairsentient do very, very, very well as healers, because it's all about feeling another individual's pain. It's about feeling where the block of energy comes from. So if you are an empath and if you are sentient, you may find that you are good at healing. Or it doesn't necessarily mean physical healing. You may be good at healing the heart or healing the mind, because you can feel where energies are blocked. But sorry, I got carried away with that. But one of the things I was saying is, when I was talking about being Jamie's stalker there for a minute, I really am not, I promise, is every time you touch something, Every time you touch it, I'm touching this pen, I have an ethereal connection to this pen. I'm touching my pendulum, I have an ethereal connection to this. The more times I touch this pen, the stronger my ethereal connection gets. Now, if you have an individual like me who scans the ethereal world like nobody's business, if you had your energy connected to this pen and you touched it so often, I don't even need to find you directly just yet. If I just pick up on this pen, from this pen, I'm then able to find you. It's like the breadcrumb trails, right? And the closer I get to you, the bigger the bread pieces are. And this is basically what an ethereal connection is. Oh, thank you, Sarah. You're so sweet. Right. Okay. No, I've already erased this. So that is the basics of the energy healing, the healing aspects of it. Connect your energy, put on your focus, and then feel the energy, the blockage of where it is. Like I say, this is just for your knowledge. If you want to progress on to actually physically developing this, then what you're going to need to do is, one, you're going to need to increase your energy. You're going to need to raise your frequency. There is a lot of sickness in this world. There is a lot of negativity, and it is a disease that is just like, here world, here's all this negative crap. And so it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be like healing like it was a few years ago, where you have a lot of people who are in a lower frequency who can heal each other because you're like kind of here, there, and everywhere. Nah, not in this time, not in this day and age. You're going to have a lot of really, really skilled healers that are just going to be overwhelmed. And if they don't raise their energy or frequency as well, then it's going to be very, very difficult to heal anything. So yes, step one, you want to be a healer. Hello, my dear. If you want to be a healer, you've got to raise your frequency. Raise the physical energy that you have in your body. Raise your vibration. What is the best? Anybody can start to be a healer from the frequency of 4.5. However, if you wanted to be a very, very good healer, if you are in level 11 or higher, you have a better chance of being able to instantly heal anything that is within the level 1 matrix. Now, if you're just kind of like, what is the level 1 matrix? I don't know what's happening. Then I do have a YouTube channel where I have loads and loads of videos, because this stuff, unfortunately, cannot be explained in like 5 minutes. Right. Oh, sorry. We do have I have a question here. So Jessica, you said the message with it makes it beautiful to me. When closing this session, I prefer to hang up the phone to essentially cut cords after healing. Is this not enough? And do I need to do a formal cord cutting instead? That is a great question there, Jessica. And the answer to that is you need to have the intent within your mind, and you need to be very focused for it to actually take an effect. And that actually goes into the next part. Oh, I'm sorry, Roxanne. I hope you can hear. Don't worry. Anybody who is missing information, I will be uploading this video as well and saving it. So you're going to be able to find this lesson again in the group and watch it a bit later when your data or when your internet service is a little bit better. And yes, I do have a YouTube channel as well, because we love to teach, because clearly I like to talk. All right. So let's go into the ethereal cord cutting. Now, I've got to remember I can't write because it's going to come up backwards. So, ethereal cord cutting. Let's do it this way. So, this is an average person, okay? And this is the average person's aura. That's what we got. And again, going through the whole energy diagram that we did before. Now, the way a cord, or sorry, ultra healer mode, yes, definitely. So, Katharina, you said, so you can measure the frequency. Yes, definitely. You can for sure measure frequency. It's very, very simple, actually, and I do have videos on that too, as to how you can do it. How you measure frequency is through, personally, I personally measure frequency through feeling. I have a very, very, very sensitive, very, very, very sensitive clairsentience. And also I'm a sensitive empath too, but my sentience is what feels the vibration. So if you're a lower vibration, you're going to feel like a doo to me. If you are a high vibration, if you feel staticky, like this. And then when I ask the question as to what is your frequency, what is your frequency name, what is your whatever it is, or number, it will come to me. If it's a name, it comes through to me through sound. I'll just listen to what the sound of your frequency makes. If it is a number, then the number just comes to me, to be honest with you. But that's what it is to be cognizant. It just comes and we verify. But anywho, so please keep asking your questions. I will try not to, hi, Hope. Thank you. I will try not to be too rambly, but please keep asking questions. So we're on the ethereal connections, okay? And I've just briefly explained how you make an ethereal connection, but I will recap on it just because my name is Kulipup and I like to talk too much. So an ethereal connection is made whenever you are touching something physical. So if you have a physical touch, because your energy is now on it. Okay, so unless you are cleansing it afterwards or physically cutting this connection itself, this pen will forever have my ethereal connection. So really, really important that you don't have sticky fingers when you are out and about, or if you're the kind of individual who likes to touch a lot. There's nothing wrong with it if it's consensual, but just know that everything you are touching, you are creating an ethereal cord. Okay? Now, what does that ethereal cord actually do? Or how does it get strengthened? If you are around, mentally as well. So you can attach or get ethereal cords by physically touching something. That includes people too. Or you can also get an ethereal connection with your thought and with your focus. So, for example, if I were to, a lot of the times, when I'm doing a reading for you, I will think about you. I will put my focus on you. My energy will become your energy while I'm reading you. Now, because I've connected to you, I've developed an ethereal cord or an ethereal attachment to you at that point. Now, don't worry. If you have an ethereal attachment to me, all this really means is that I can get healing to you very quickly, or that you will benefit from my energy and raising consciousness or raising frequency really quickly. So that's all good. Don't worry. I don't want you to think like, oh my gosh, I got to cut my ethereal connections from Kulipup or anything like that. I promise I'm not harmful. Yes, and the more I focus on you, so we've had a reading, let's say we've had a reading and we've done all that we needed to do, and I've said, okay, we were saying goodbye, but then you need me again. So I put my focus on you again. So what happens is, instead of this little connection that we've made, every time I do, there we go. So every time I put my focus on you, this cord gets larger. And if I do it again, it gets larger and larger and larger, to the point where we're just like, we've got a huge ethereal connection. Okay? Now, so that's how it works. However, you got to think, you touch and you focus your attention on loads of things every day. So a lot of people have just like connections from here, there, and absolutely everywhere. Now, what does a connection actually mean once it is connected? Well, it means that whatever that energy is, it can find you. It can find you easily, and it can either take energy from you if you give your consent to that, or it will give you energy too. So, for example, you've went to work and you have a really shitty boss, and you don't like them at all, and they're really negative. So you've been in their energy. You've been within their pod. That's you. So both of your energies, you're together. So your energies are just mingled, right? Now, when you leave work, you've got the energy connected to them. But because you go to work every day at the same place, that energy connection is huge. Absolutely huge. Now, if that person, that boss that you hate is a negative individual, guess what you're going to exchange? You're going to start to exchange negativity. All right? Oh yeah, Pam, sure, for sure. I'll put my channel on YouTube if you don't mind. That's fine. More learning for everybody, really. So I definitely will do that as we complete this lesson. So going with this connection, if you are attaching yourself to negativity or people who are negative or an object, so for example, if your boss picked up this pen and this was your boss's favorite pen and your boss is just full of hate and negativity and everything like that, then you grab the pen. Guess what? You've made an ethereal connection through this pen to your boss. And that negativity can now go through the pen to you. And so you can see the connection of energy everywhere and how detrimental it can be. So how do we actually cut or sever these connections? Now, if you are with a reader or a psychic Katharina, you said it can drain you. Hell yeah, it can drain you. Negative energy is not a self-sustainable energy. Love energy is self-sustainable. When you are on the frequency of love, your energy is automatically renewed because it creates. When you are happy, all that creates is more happiness. And more happiness creates energy. And when you have more energy, you're more happy. So then it's a continual cycle. But negativity, it comes in and it takes. It takes away from you. It doesn't generate any energy. All it does is lower energy. So yeah, Katharina, you are absolutely right. It can drain the hell out of you. So if you've got, that's just a big thing like your boss. But if you think you have touched the coffee mug that you picked up from Starbucks, the barista who made your coffee may be going through some really hard stuff, or maybe he's not a very nice person, but now you've touched that cup. So you've got another negative ethereal connection. The partner that you're with, you know, you are in love with them and so forth, but they hurt you horribly, so you break up. But you have this massive ethereal connection to them. And it's that pain, that energy that partner was taking is now totally connected to you. Okay? So it's very, very well worth it to be able to cut these suckers off. Now, if a psychic is giving you this, is trying to cut or sever your energies, it literally is going to be, this is your psychic, this is, I'm just going to say this is you because you've had a lot of negative energy. So what's actually happening with this is their energy, which again needs to be higher than your own. Okay, if they are lower energy, if the psychic or the reader or the healer, if their energy is lower than yours, they won't have enough strength to sever all of your connections. You need only a higher frequency individual can help a lower frequency individual. If both of you are lower frequency, it's the blind leading the blind and you're all walking off a cliff. Okay, so I'm really, really sorry if that was really harsh, but that's basically what happens. That's why you have so many people who go for energy cleansings, who go to try to get their energy cleared, and they're like, I went for cleansing, I paid so much money, and nothing happened. Well, it's unfortunately because that individual who was cutting it didn't have enough energy themselves to actually do anything. But anyway, so we've got this, cords everywhere that are coming from you. So what happens is when a reader actually connects to you, again, their energy goes right into yours. Okay, so now they've connected. And with the power of their own mind, their focus, because they've connected to your energy and they're feeling your flows, they feel, for that moment, they are almost like they are you. However, they know how to manipulate your energy where you don't, right? So what they're going to do is they're going to focus with their awesome mind control, and they're going to tell your energy, they're going to tell these cords to sever. Okay? So you've got a nice severing kind of bit there, and that's going to then eliminate all of your ethereal cords. Now, how does this feel? How it feels, for example, it feels for me, if you have particularly really strong negative ethereal cords, it will feel like I actually have to do something. So, sorry, that's really big-headed. But it will literally just be, it'll almost feel like a little shiver. Like a little shiver goes through you, just like, and it feels like lighter at that point. Okay, I feel lighter. Or another way of saying it is when I cut the cords or heal the energy of another individual, I was once feeling quite blocked wherever it was, and afterwards I flow. So I know that it has been completed and it has been completed properly. For you, if your cords have been severed correctly, you are going to feel, again, lighter. Okay? It may also feel like you have a spider web. Like, you know, that little faint feeling of spider web, like, ooh, you walk through it and you're like, I know something's there, but I can't see it. That's what is going to feel as well. Like there's like a little veil of spider webs just kind of off. All right? Now, don't get me wrong. If you cannot feel this sensation, it doesn't mean that it hasn't been done. It just means that you are so low in energy, or either, well, no, it's more like so low in energy. I was going to be like, or super, super high, but you would have cut them anyway. You are so low in energy that your body is not, your pineal gland isn't functioning correctly enough in order to get rid of it. Okay. Sorry, let's just answer some questions here. So Jessica, you said that's why you're always grounding before leaving home. And again, on breaks, ton of people, those who are, yes, that's true. Very good. So Gloria, you said, you've asked, how do you take away that bad? So are we, oh yes, Jessica, it does tickle sometimes too. Yep, low energy, that. Okay. So Gloria, you've asked, so how to take away the bad? So how are we taking away the bad connections? Well, that's what you're doing, really. You're focusing your energy. So your focus is literally your direction as to how you take your energy. So if you think people are always like, you know, they've got their guns out, okay? So I don't like guns, but they are there. Anyway, so I'm going to use this analogy. So you have all of this energy in you, okay? You've got all of this energy in you. So you've got loads of bullets, okay? What people do is they believe that they can just fire these bullets off, fire your energy off in any sort of direction and hope to catch one of these cords. But that's not it. How to take the negative cords away is you have to feel them. You have to feel the negative energy. So me as a reader, I'm not going to, my pistols are holstered until I'm watching and I'm feeling. When I feel, so I would say to myself, let me feel all of the negative energy, all of the negative cords within this individual's body. Okay, to be honest with you, I just sever all of them because I'm just like any negative cords at all. I don't go specific. Some people are like specifically finance, specifically love. I'm just like, they're all negative, just get rid of all of them. So anyway, I've got my pistols holstered here and I'm just like, okay, where am I going to take this? And then I'm like, all negative energy. And what's going to happen is I'm going to feel, as I'm requesting this, as I'm focusing on it, I'm going to feel all of it. When I have it, that's when I'm like, okay, I have it. I feel it in my heart. I feel it in my mind, in my third eye. Whoosh, get these suckers out, okay? And at that point, that's when I'm telling the energy by simply going, I wish, it is my will that all of these ethereal connections of negativity are severed permanently. And it is through my will and my words, and as I'm focusing on my third eye, that is me literally popping it. So that is how you're going to get through the bad energy. Okay. So, with that being said, that's how they're actually doing it. And that's how it feels for you. Now, how do you actually do it on yourself, though? And this is going to be something we all want to do. Now, bear in mind, you're going to need it to be in a physical frequency level 7. You need to be in a minimum frequency level 7 before you are able to do this by yourself. If you are a 6 or below, you are going to need to have somebody who is 7 or above do this for you. Okay, so that's going to be really, really important, because if you're 6, like for example, if you're in a level 4 and I'm in a level 5 and I try to cut your cords for you, again, I don't have enough power to physically make it as a severance. Okay, I can't do that. So you're going to go around thinking your cords are severed, and then all of a sudden, bang, a lot of drainage and everything is going to come back to you, and you're going to be like, what happened? And it's because I didn't have enough energy to do it in the first place. So you need to be in level 7 or above in order to do this. So if you're already in level 7, this is what we're going to do, okay? I want you to stand up. You know, we're going to roll our shoulders back. We're going to get all this worked out. We're going to get it all worked out. So we are going to put our shoulders back, and for just a moment, I want you to feel what you're going to do. I want you to ask your body, how do I feel right now? And I want you to try to feel the flow of energy. Now, I know that's easier said than done. I do a lot of meditation. My mind's pretty quiet, so I can do it kind of instantly. But with yourself, I just want you to feel yourself. Just be within you for 30 seconds, okay? So just feel your body. See how it feels. Okay, so our body's done. Now what I want you to do is I want you to say out loud, okay? By the way, when you reach level 11 or more, you can basically do this automatically without having to say this and do this. But at the moment, you need to speak it out loud, okay? The reason why you are speaking out loud is because your voice creates a vibrational frequency, okay? And you are telling your pod of energy what to do, and it is taking its cue from your vibrational frequency. If you keep it in your thoughts, it's not going to be as powerful. Words are very, very, very important. So speak them openly, okay? Speak them openly. So you are going to say, it is my will that all of my ethereal connections be severed immediately. Okay? You need to say it with confidence. You need to say it clearly. You need to pronunciate. Again, this is an instruction you are giving to your energy. If you say, I wish to sever my ethereal connections, or I want to sever cords, right? It's not the right command. You're going to say, I want to sever cords, but you need to be specific with your energy, okay? You got to be specific. So you're going to say, I wish to sever my ethereal connections. And with that, you are going to take your hands above your head, and you're going to imagine, you're going to have to use some visualization here. You are going to imagine that your hands are a big whopping knife that comes together, and you are literally going to go whoosh like this, and you are going to imagine all of your cords that with your hand has just been completely severed, okay? And you can do it at the back too, just however yoga you do, get it around there, but you're gonna have to try to sever it, right? And sever it all the way down. Will you feel silly? Yes. Some of you may feel very, very silly. You may feel very, very silly. You may feel like I've just done absolutely nothing. You may feel like, I hope nobody sees me doing this. And I'm telling you now, it does not matter what you think. It does not matter what your perception is. As long as you believe you have done it, it has been done. Just the same way that you may not believe you manipulate energy right now, but you do. You do it every day, all day long. And that is called creating. That is, you are creating your life every day, all day long, through your actions, through your words, through your decisions. Again, why do you think they call it spelling in school? They are teaching you how to spell. They are teaching you how to manipulate your energy. However, you just don't know that you're manipulating your energy. Okay? So if you want to cut your ethereal connections, you need to be in level 7 yourself. And to say with confidence and with pride, with a definite knowing belief in your mind at this time of doing it, that I am severing my connections. Okay? Afterwards, if you want to think you're crazy, that's fine. It doesn't matter. Your connections have been severed at that point. and you can go on your merry way. Now, when your connections are finally severed, what's going to happen is you will find that if you had a lot of thoughts go through your mind on a regular basis about a certain thing, like this pen, if I thought about this pen all the time, with the ethereal connection severed, I kind of forget a little bit about it. It's harder for me to remember it. Okay? If you are getting your ethereal cord severed because you are trying to get rid of the connection you have in terms of a relationship, if it wasn't a really, really strong relationship, you may find that you think about this relationship less. Now, don't get me wrong, if it was a really, really massive cord, you'll think about the individual, but they won't have as much of a pull on your heart. Okay? You won't think about them as deeply. You won't think about them with as much longing as you may have thought about them before us. All right? So that's the power of your ethereal connections being done. Also, what is the benefit of having your ethereal connection severed is that people like me will, well, okay, no, that's a lie, because I can find you no matter what. It doesn't matter what you've touched or whatever, so I can find you. However, people in a lower frequency won't be able to find you as easily. Negative entities, these you know, when you have a boatload of negative ethereal connections, you are drawing in more negative energy, and that leaves you open to attracting more negative entities. So when you are saying, nope, this is severed, it means that entities are it's going to be harder for them to find you as well, because that's gone. Right? Oh, Jessica, my love, yes, you've said, oh, yes, I did. Thank you, my dear. So, Jessica, you said, my understanding is that there are multiple frequencies in the throat chakra and specific total, a commonly known number or new 144,000 in the spiritual body itself as a whole. Is this accurate? Oh, sweetheart. Kind of. You're being a little bit too pinpointed here. Okay, being a little bit too pinpointed. There are multiple frequencies in everything. So if you wanted to go down to the actual numbers, I could tell you that each individual cell within your throat has a different frequency level. Okay? All of them are very, very similar if you are balanced and if you are aligned, but everything has a different frequency. And that's why it's so important for you to know how to focus your frequency. Excuse me. Sorry. I'm getting a dry throat. So the answer to your question is both kind of like yes and no. I could say like, yeah, there's 144,000 different frequencies in your throat, but I could also say there's a billion different frequencies that make up your entire body. What's more important is how well can you focus your energy on that specific point. Excuse me. I literally just got something in my throat. 1 second, my dears. Have some wine. Oh, bless you. By the way, there's a reason why alcohol is called spirits for a reason. You attract entities when you drink alcohol and booze. So I, my love, will not have wine. I will not touch it at all because I don't want to attract nothing to me but a little tidbit of information right there. Alrighty, so that basically, I believe, concludes my introductory to ethereal cord cutting and healing. I really, really do hope that everybody enjoyed this lesson. If you have any further questions... Sorry, that is my alarm. So, no, Pam, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, they literally... Yeah, booze literally attracts these things, and it can be really, really, really... It can be really, really annoying, you know, if you're trying to get rid of negative ethereal cords and connections. That booze just basically is like, oh, amplification. let's get more people in there. And I definitely know a lovely young lady who's learning from me. She would always say that every time I drink, I seem to be so easily possessed. And I'm like, yeah, because you're attracting those entities, and you're a high intuitive psychic too. Anyway, Davis, hi my love. You have said, do you do astral projection? Yes, I do. I astral project pretty much almost every day. The only difference is I do it at will. I don't have to do it when I'm sleeping. All I have to do is sit down and I astral project. That's what happens when you're high energy, right? And that is something I will also be teaching. If any of our other fabulous readers in this group don't want to teach astral projection, then I will for sure teach astral projection, because why not? If you've got the ability to do so, when you are in your astral form and you are super high energy, you're no longer just an observer. You can wield your energy so much better in an astral form. So that's why I go in the astral form and I change stuff, which is kind of cool. Oh, sorry. Let's have it. Yes, water, definitely, Susan. If you can, I definitely recommend it. Yeah, and the whole spirits attracting bits. So, anywho, if you found this lesson enjoyable, don't get me wrong, it's totally free for all. I'm hopefully happy you did, or I hope you did. If you would like to make a donation just to say thank you for the time and the energy, don't worry, this is not a you have to do this. I'm just saying if you would like to return it, then please pop over to my paypal.me/source truth and just make a donation. That would be absolutely wonderful. Don't get me wrong, you do not have to at the same time. I'm going to be doing more lessons, so and I know some of the other readers as well are going to be doing a lot more lessons. If you didn't get to check out Cambo's introductory to tarot, to tarot card reading and everything like that, totally recommend. I'm sure he's going to be doing another class on that soon as well, so by all means go check it out. And I'm sure we've got a lot more training in store for a lot more of our readers as well. But as always, thank you very, very, very much. Hope you are very, very welcome, everybody. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of your evening, and maybe try go and do some ethereal cord cutting. Alrighty, bye my dears.